Alright, I will be trying the newly revealed boot disk cheat exploit that's included in Alien Resurrection on the PS1. I will be testing this with a PAL version of the game. But first, as a control, I am going to insert a CDR, or burnt disk of a game that I do not have in my collection, and see what the PlayStation does. So let me just reset. Yep, as expected, it shows the screen where I have to insert a PlayStation disc. That's because this PlayStation is unmodded, or, well, it used to be modded, but I removed the mod chip, so it will behave like a normal PlayStation. But this at least confirms that it reads the disc and it detects that it's not an original PlayStation disc. So I'm just going to turn off the console now. And I will replace the disc with Alien Resurrection. Also, I have a spring-loaded little plunger in my PlayStation 1, which keeps the drive lid button pressed, so I don't actually have to close the lid. You kind of want that for the for swap tricks anyway. So once again, this is the PAL version of Alien Resurrection, which means that the image is probably not going to be cropped quite perfectly, but that's okay. Let's just head into the main menu. This game is best played in the dark. Well, we're not actually going to be playing the game, but... Okay, so let's just go through the first couple of steps. In the options menu, let's do the basic cheat menu. So circle, left, right, circle, up, R2. Yep, that works. That's the standard cheat menu. Go back. Then let's try the second cheat menu, which is R1 down, R1 right, L1 up, L2 square. Yep, that gives me the level select. That's also as expected. And now for the super secret menu, which is left, up, right, down, right, up, left, square, triangle, L1. And now I should be able to go to level 6 and then section 1. Hold L1 and press X. It did stop the disk, so I'm going to keep holding L1. I'm going to put in my burnt disk, and while still holding on to L1, I will press and hold square and triangle, and then release. It's spinning up. It's doing something. It's trying. Are we gonna get something? Well, this is not really what's supposed to happen. So I think what I'm going to try now is restart Alien Resurrection and then try again with a burnt PAL disk. So, be back in a sec. Okay, here we are back at the main menu. Let's go into options. I have already deduced that you do need to enter all of the cheat codes in order. So let's go. Circle, left, right, circle, up, R2. R1 down, R1 right, L1 up, L2 square. Yeah, so we have the level select now. And then left, up, right, down, right, up, left. Square, triangle, L1. And then level 6, section 1, hold L1, press X. Yep, disk is spinning down. So let's swap it out for a burned PAL game this time. And then while holding L1, hold triangle and square and release. I might not be doing this right. I think it's trying to just load the level, but from the wrong disk, obviously. So I'm going to try this one more time. And maybe I need to just release L1 instead of all of the buttons at the same time. So one more time. Okay, I'm back again. I've already entered the cheat codes, so let's just go to level 6. Section 1, hold L1, press X. Disk stopped. Swap it out again. Hold square and triangle. And now I'm just only going to let go of L1. Let's see what happens. No, it's still doing this. Just VRAM corruption. I think what it's trying to do is just load assets for Alien Resurrection, but trying to load them from the wrong disk. That's what my guess would be. It doesn't seem to be working for me. That's sad. I'm going to review Modern Vintage Gamers video one more time and see if I did anything wrong, but I have the sneaking suspicion that this trick only works with the American NTSC version of the game, not with the PAL release, but I'll report back in a second. Well, unfortunately, it does not seem to be working for me, not with my PAL version of the game. It's doing everything that it's supposed to, up until the point it's supposed to boot the other disk, and it just doesn't. So, but anyway, it doesn't really matter, because even if it did work, it would be a very convoluted way to boot a CDR on an unmodded console. There are definitely better ways of doing that. For instance, for years now, I've already had a boot disk called the PS Exchange 2, and it will just load directly into this. It also stops the disk immediately, and if I swap it out for an NTSC game, just a reminder, this is a PAL console. I press start, and it will spin up the disk. And there you go, that just works. Switches the console to NTSC output as well. For years this has been my way of playing import games on the PS1 without modding my console. The only downside to this method is that CD DA tracks, so like CD audio music tracks, don't work. But that wouldn't work with the Alien Resurrection method either, because
Street Fighter Alpha 3!
Because the console would not be reading the table of contents of the new disc. Okay, one more test. I'm going to try with a burnt copy of Silent Hill NTSC version, which is the exact same game that Modern Vintage Gamer used in his video. So let's see what that does. G menu, level 6, section 1, hold L1, press X. Exchanging the disc. Holding triangle and square, and then letting go. Oh, this one does work. Aha. So it's definitely not working as a universal boot disk, but it is working for some games. Huh. So that might be a table of contents problem where the disk that I'm trying to swap in is larger than Alien Resurrection's game disk, and so it wouldn't be able to read beyond the size of the Alien Resurrection disk. I'd have to check the size of the disks in relation to each other. I would think that Street Fighter Alpha 3 isn't large either, but I don't know. There might be something about that game. But okay, so booting up Silent Hill does work. Okay, well clearly this PS1 is struggling to read this burnt disk. Doing some FMV skipping. That's to be expected though. This particular PS1 does not have a very good optical drive anymore. It is actually a candidate for an X-Station upgrade sometime in the future. But it still works well enough for this test. And let me just double check. RetroTink. Yes, we are running at 59 Hertz, so that's NTSC. So the console did switch from PAL to NTSC, which is to be expected. Good to see that it works.
Cheryl? Is that Cheryl? Where are you going? Hey, wait! Stop!
Okay, well, so all the more reason not to consider Alien Resurrection a universal boot disk for PS1 games, but still fun to know that this exists and that it works. But it only works with a small selection of games, apparently. Not with all games. So I'd still recommend using a proper boot disk or something like Tony Hacks or FreePreSX boot, or, you know, just having your console modded with either a mod chip or an X-Station. But yeah, still cool. Once again, thanks for watching, and I will catch you later.